Hello everybody. Okay, I am looking in the viewfinder. I've got a new camera, just making sure that the lighting is good. There's no glares in my glasses. I'm not blurry. I see the box, it's tracking my face. So I think we are good to go. My other camera kind of decided it wasn't gonna work anymore. So yeah, I had to get a new camera. Trying to figure it out has been a bit of a challenge, but nonetheless, we are up and running. So how are you doing on this Monday? Do you feel like chatting with me a bit? Come on in and come sit with me. I hope you all are finding yourselves well on this Monday. I know Mondays can be a bit hard for some. It's the beginning of what could be a very long work week after hopefully you just had an amazing, relaxing weekend full of good weather. For me, Mondays represent a fresh start, a new beginning. And so I've always kind of looked at Mondays like that. I'm a new beginning, fresh start person. I've always kind of been that way. And so yeah, that's what Mondays represent for me. And so I challenge you to kind of switch your frame of thought if that's what you're thinking and try to look at it in a more positive way. Today I wanted to come on and kind of speak about some of the things that I haven't been able to speak about, that I've kind of stayed silent about since Ray's passing, that have happened to us on top of Ray's passing. Some of the things that we have been battling that we have kind of, or I have kind of stayed silent about. I know when I come on my platform and I share my truths with you or my journeys with you and I am transparent, I know that I don't need to do this. I am fully aware of that. I don't do what I don't want to do. I don't share what I don't want to share, that I'm not comfortable sharing. And the stuff that I have shared, I am very secure and stand behind sharing them, because sharing them is healing to me and it is therapeutic. And I know how I feel going through what I'm going through right now. And I feel like there is somebody else out there that is feeling that same way, that feels alone. Over the last 5 months, it feels like the girls and I get the strength to stand up and put one foot in front of the other and start moving forward, and then we get knocked down by something else. And it gets to a point where you feel like you just don't have the strength or the energy or the mental capacity or capability to keep getting up anymore. Because when you keep getting up and you keep getting knocked down, that feeling of being knocked down is such an awful feeling that sometimes you feel like it's just easier to stay down. And it's hard. It's hard when you get to the mental place where you feel like you can pick yourself up again and you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna pick myself up again and I'm gonna start moving forward and I'm gonna take these positive steps and I'm gonna move forward. And then you get knocked down and you feel that low again of being knocked down and having to recover from that low again. And so there was a couple weeks where I just kind of felt like I was gonna stay down. I am somebody who is a very forgiving person. I like to see the best in people, and I can do that to a fault. There are times when people have been horrible to me, and I've allowed them to be, because I wanted them to see the hurt that they caused me, hoping that it would do something to them, that it would make them feel a certain way or have an impact on them, and they would see what they had done and it would push them or challenge them to feel maybe remorse or want to be a better person because they saw that they had hurt us or hurt me. And I've been that way to a fault at times, and it has been at the expense of my mental well-being. There are people in this world that will hurt you, and they know that what they're about to do, what it's going to do to you, and how much it's going to hurt you, but they do it anyway. When somebody can do something and they know they're wrong, and they know what they're about to do to you is going to hurt you, and they choose to do it anyway, that's when you have to say, sometimes you need to just let people be who they are. You need to not try to push them to be beyond what they are being to you. You sometimes just need to let people be who they are. There was a brush fire in our area, and I received a phone call from somebody who went to great lengths to make the phone call. And I was told that my son's house was on fire when it wasn't. There was a fire, but it wasn't Ray's house. It was in a dirt field in back of his house, and it had come up to the wall. Ray's house backs up to desert. It is the last house in a housing tract, and then it kind of goes desert, and then like the canyons or something is what it goes up to. And an arsonist had started a fire, and it came up very close to Ray's wall of his house. But Ray's house was not on fire, and there is video that this person took, and this person knew full well that the house wasn't on fire when they told me it was. The devastation that the girls and I felt in that hour that we thought we were losing what was left of Ray, that we had lost what was left of Ray, did something to us. It was a trauma and a devastation that I cannot even describe or put words to. It was the second to worst feeling that I've ever felt besides losing Ray. And to be told that my son's house was on fire when it wasn't, takes a very mean-spirited person to do that to somebody. The lengths that this person went to make that phone call, this person went to great lengths. And if Ray's house was on fire, this was not news that should have been delivered by this person, because this person is not defined in my life in any aspect as a good person or even a friend. So that was about 10 days ago, and that was another setback for us, because we were now trying to face that somebody could be that absolutely awful of a person to say that to us, and faced with what we had felt. I can't explain to you what that feeling was, feeling that we had just lost what was left of Ray. There was a moment where we allowed for this to control us, and it did. And it wasn't until, I want to say 2 nights ago, I just didn't think that things could get worse. And 2 nights ago at 1:47 in the morning, Kayla comes in and wakes me up and tells me that the toilet is flooding the house, that the water from the toilet had been running and it had overflowed and was just flooding the house. And so I flew up out of bed and was met with 1 inch of water flooding our house. I don't know how long the toilet had been running for. I was asleep and didn't hear it. The doors were shut to my room and the 2 doors in the bathroom, so I didn't hear the water trickling down. But the house was flooded with water. And so I got into the bathroom, I shut off the water where the toilet was and stopped the water from further flooding, but there was already damage done. And at now 2 o'clock in the morning, I felt a defeated that I had never felt. I just remember screaming at whoever was up there. Enough. I'm broke. I'm broke. Enough. And I sat down in the water and I cried. And I cried because I knew that I now had to clean up water. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was the last thing I wanted to do when I hadn't been sleeping for days. And it just felt like an impossible task. So Kayla, Allie, and I got the shop vacs out. We got the carpet cleaner out. And oddly, the carpet cleaner sucked up the water the fastest. And we all just started sucking up water at 2 o'clock in the morning. And we got, I would say, all of the water sucked up. We got the carpets as dry as we could with the carpet cleaner. And we got the towels out and started drying the floorboards and the cabinets and the tile. And it had to have been like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30. We went back to bed, exhausted. And I just laid in bed. And all I kept thinking was, I need to call a plumber now. Like, I don't know how to fix a toilet. And I'm not working. I don't know how much a plumber's gonna cost, but it's gonna cost something. And I'm really just not working. My income has dwindled down to almost nothing, and I've known that I need to get back to work. And I just laid there and I cried and cried and cried. And I fell asleep, and I had this dream of Ray, and he said, "Come on, Mom, you're better than this. You're stronger than this. Don't let this get you down." And he said, "I've never seen you like this. I don't want to see you like this, Mom." And then the last thing I heard him say in my dream was, "Why can't you fix it?" I woke up. It was like 6:20, so I think I had maybe been asleep an hour and a half. I got up, I got dressed. Kayla said, "Mom, where are you going?" I said, "I'm gonna go to Lowe's and get all the stuff for the inside of the tank, and I'm gonna replace all the stuff that's inside the tank," because reading online, that's probably what it was, because the toilet wasn't plugged. And so I went to go to Lowe's and it wasn't open yet. So I went to Walmart because I knew Walmart had opened, hoping that they would have stuff for the bathroom, and they did. I bought a kit, bought 2 of them actually, and I came home and I YouTubed how to replace all the parts in the tank. And it took me 3 hours, but I fixed it. The toilet is fixed for $28. After I got it fixed, I just remembered Ray saying in the dream that I'm stronger than this, and he's never seen me this way. And I knew then, when people say that he wouldn't want you to live like this, he wouldn't want you to be this way, it then just wasn't one of those things that people say. It was real. And it was in that moment after I fixed the toilet that I decided that I was going to do what I needed to do to be better, that I was done feeling this way, that I was done feeling less than, and that Ray doesn't want me to live this way or feel this way. That there is still life to live, and I am stronger than what I'm being, and I'm gonna get through this, and I need to stand on my feet. My mom used to say, stand yourself up and brush yourself off and get back to business. That moment was a very profound moment for me, because although it was something that knocked me down, made me feel defeated, it was that made me decide that it was time to start living again. I have spent the last 2 days cleaning the house because I kind of let the house go. And the house is clean. My craft room is clean. This morning, that was my job, was to get my craft room clean because it had become the catch-all. And as I was cleaning it, I felt the words come to me for this update, and I felt like I needed to film this. And so that's what I'm doing. I want you all to know that I am okay. And I'm gonna be okay. And I am getting through this. The girls are getting through this. And we're gonna start living again. And we're not gonna let people hurt us anymore. We're not gonna let people control our mental well-being. We are going to focus on ourselves and living again and living life again. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find happiness again because we deserve that. And so I'm gonna end things there and leave things on a positive note. You'll wanna stay tuned for this Friday, because what is this Friday? Well, it's the last Friday in June, which means it is none other than the Mystery Box Challenge time. And guess who's hosting it? Yeah, I am. So that's pretty exciting. It's gonna be binge-worthy, watching all of us creators do what we do best, create. So you'll wanna stay tuned for that this Friday. Until next time, everybody, stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, find the strength to stay positive, because I'm sure